Ready when you are.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. All right, we're going to open this meeting of the Select Board, Town of Lee. It is May 6, 2025. The time is around 7:02. The first thing I will do is say that pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20, I'm hereby informing all attendees that a video and audio recording is being made of this meeting. If you prefer not to be videoed or audioed, now would be your time to remove yourself from the meeting. Thank you very much. All right, the first thing on our agenda tonight is the review and potential acceptance of the open session minutes from our meeting on April 15th, 2025, which you had before you. What's your pleasure, folks?
Mr. Chair, I move we the minutes from April 15th, 2025.
You have a motion. Do I have a second? All right, anybody have any comments or changes then proposed? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
So that is unanimous. All right, public comment. Do we have any public commenters? I don't see Kathy. Oh, Kathy's there. Kathy, are you going to make any public comments tonight?
None tonight.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else here? Public comment? Oh, well. Don't let this opportunity slip by, Josh.
If she's not gonna represent the youth commission, I'm going to.
Sure, what's up?
Hi, Josh Bloom, 204 West Park Street, member of the Lee Youth Commission. The Lee skate park at the athletic field is under construction. Thank the DPW for starting that work. The land has been excavated and stone has been put down, or stone, I'm just waiting for the paving work to be done. And will remain closed until it's done, but when it stops raining, eventually that will be able to be done. We have also opened up tennis and pickleball, and so the pickleball nets are out if anyone wants to use them at the athletic field. On April 26th, we hosted a very successful fundraiser with Neighborhood Ninjas to fundraise for the Ninja Fit playground that will be forthcoming at the athletic field next year. And the other thing that we have been working on and rolling out this spring has been extracurricular programming. We concluded a successful comics and zines class with 12 students that was held at the library. We are currently in the middle of a sewing class that's being hosted at Pumpkin Patch with 5 students. We have a art class for teens and tweens that just got started here at the church. First Church of Lee, Congregation Church of Lee. We have 7 students participating in that. And then we will be starting kickball up as we've done in previous years on Mondays beginning on May 19th. We will have a one-off volleyball skills and drills session for kids age 11 to 14 on Saturday, May 31st.
All right,
Thank you.
great. Thank you very much. Anyone else for public comment? All right, seeing none, we're going to move on to our general business. The first order of business is an update from Green Theory Cultivation LLC concerning the odor mitigation issues that seem to be ongoing at this moment in time again, after they seem to have been fixed for a bit, and now seem to be out of control again. So I understand we have Harsh here. Harsh Patel, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. Thank you for
Great.
having me.
Great, sure. Can you kind of give us an update on what's going on there? Because we've received a number of complaints again. I actually have a list of all the different timeframes and problems. One of the worst was actually Easter morning. But anyway, I have a whole list here, which I'm more than happy to go through on what's happened. So can you explain what's going on? I know you used a lot of the town's money that we allowed you to keep to install a system. So what's going on?
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Sure.
James originally was going to be on the call today, but his wife is expecting, and so he's out of pocket. And so it's just going to be me. I want to say to the board, first and foremost, thank you for your partnership. The money that you guys have allowed us to keep to work towards resolving this problem, that's incredibly grateful. And so it did. help us get the first step of the way. And so here's the initial recap of the problem. We had order complaints, and so we installed the Clean Theory system. And after we installed the Clean Theory system, we noticed essentially very severe coil corrosion on our mechanical systems. And so what we did in order to go ahead and rectify for that was we've essentially added in a secondary ozone system and dialed it up. And so the current setup as it stands right now is we have scaled back. Again, this is a multi-layered approach because the Clean Theory system was eating away at our mechanical coils in our HVAC systems for giving you like a very short synopsis. So we've ramped up the ozone in order to go ahead and supplement for that. And for the month of May, what we're basically trying to do is establish baselines. And so, yes, we had the system dialed up to 100, and now we've essentially dialed it back and are evaluating exactly which thresholds we should be putting it at to where it doesn't corrode the mechanical systems that we have in place. And again, ramping up the ozone in order to go ahead, because there's also a trade-off with the ozone system. It eats away at the gasket. And so we can dial it up. But again, with any of these things, it requires establishing baseline levels. And that's exactly what we're doing. On top of arranging independent HVAC inspections of all the coils, that's already in the works. We're working with a company called Grotsky for preventative maintenance. And so they're coming in and looking at the coils and making sure that they're staying, healthy. And that's essentially in a nutshell what we are working on doing. So my goal is to go ahead and give you guys, uh, all at least the baseline numbers on the systems by the month of May, which I'm hoping to establish, and kind of going forward from there and tweaking the systems. The logs that you guys have in terms of, hey, this is the time that, again, on Easter morning, there are some complaints on there. We would love to know because we can, again, take that information, correlate with our activity on site, along with our levels that we're looking to go ahead and dial in for both our ozone and for our Clean Theory system, and seeing where we need to hit in terms of a threshold. I really appreciate the town's patience. I wish there was a simple system that could, was boom, hit one button and it solves it. As I'm learning as well, this is one of these things to where, we have to play around with the adequate levels. And so I really appreciate the town's patience while we're trying to go ahead and work this out.
So I know at one point, Harsh, we had one of your employees, Mark, I believe, his phone number, we could call and leave messages and whatnot, and I understand he's no longer there possibly. Is there someone, and whose phone number do we use to be able to call in when we personally get calls, or our town planner or board of selectmen get a call about the odor?
Well, I'd say for now, sir, I'm perfectly all right with putting my number on the line. And
Okay.
number is
be
listed
great.
on there. And what we can do as a secondary is, again, I have to go ahead and take all the feedback from today and circle with my team. But we can establish, because through our provider, we can work with a secondary like phone number, almost like a hotline saying, please call in here. And so we can establish that where it's a dedicated line. They press the number and it'll be redirected. They can call the facility, and possibly setting up an email to where they can email as well. And so we could establish those channels and basically communicate to you guys and giving you guys saying, hey, if you receive anything, please funnel it through here. And then, whatever it takes to get the feedback.
Okay, and so what number should we use tomorrow, let's say?
Or starting today, you could use my number, which is 413
Yep.
441
Mhm.
5522. And that's my personal cell phone number.
Thank you very much. No, I appreciate that. And there'll be
Yes, sir.
people who will want to listen to this and call you instead of our town hall perhaps. I still would love to know if they call our town hall. We still need to keep a record of this.
100%.
Okay, and
And
I will.
whenever
Yeah.
they do call, what I'll do is I will make a note of it and essentially have a log of it. And so that way we can keep just a consensus, whether it's a simple Excel sheet that we could share with you guys and saying, hey, here's the people that have called us. And so that way we can document the times. And, again, this is my personal phone number is just to make sure that if there's anything, like I am ready to, have it be an open line of communication. Ideally, it would be a number on site, which again, if we can go ahead and spin it up by this week, I will coordinate with Chris on making sure that I can, send that information over so we could funnel it the right way. But yeah, I will make sure to log it on my end and provide a log.
So I understand you're working with this, I think you said Grotzky for maintenance of your systems, HVAC systems, and are you still working with the original designers of this system, or do you have a second person or a second company involved in the general HVAC systems
We
cleaning up?
So for Grotzky, again, they're our preventative maintenance contractor, and they handle a lot of scope in terms of like any breakage or anything happens in the system. And the secondary company is the actual company itself, which is Climate Master, and so that's the original manufacturer of our units. So we are working
Okay.
very closely with them as well, and making sure that there are some things that we can do. So we recently just got information in terms of again the corrosiveness of the coils. There's some non-corrosive coils that they are currently being spec'd out by the reps and the engineers over at Climate Master, to where they have a coating on them to where they're not gonna be eaten up. And that's new information as of this week. So they're currently,
Okay.
the ball is still in Climate Master's court in terms of those specific coils getting spec'd out. And then from my understanding, there's only one little constraint, which is they need to know whether the units that we currently have installed can accept those coils and whether they match. And if that information, checks out, then that's an easy fix for us to go ahead and make and swap out the coils. But we are waiting on that information, sir.
Okay. Open it up. I mean, those were my comments and questions.
Sean Renier here. I'm just wondering if you spoke with anybody else in the industry who has a similar facility, maybe network with them to see how they're, I know maybe you have and you've already answered this, but you can expand on that maybe.
Sure. Yeah, we have and we have not. And so that's a double-edged sword, because majority of these operators don't want other operators in their checking underneath the hood of the engine.
Right.
And it's one of these situations to where
Yeah, I guess I'm just wondering because it seems complicated to sort of tune it, and if you had a friend in the industry who could kind of give you,
I wish, yeah,
could
learning
give
from
you
all
some
sources.
notes on that, it would be helpful for you anyway.
Yeah, man, oh man, that would be, yeah. I feel like if there was collaboration from the get-go in this industry like that, things would be a lot easier, right? But there are some people, again, that the word proprietary, they hold so much meaning on that in such a way that it hinders collaboration. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, who knows? I mean, after, yeah, I'll take the public comments from here and be like, hey, listen, wouldn't it be great?
That was what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. Anything else? All right. Well, Harsh, we've got, I don't want to say, hey, we got your number, but we got your number.
Yes, sir.
So you will be hearing from us, I'm sure. I will get you a list of all the times, when we've received complaints. Some may be a little generic. Some has been in the middle of the night, which I am totally baffled. But you know how you run your systems. I don't. But I will be getting that list to you as soon as I can. And I'd really hope that you would keep us informed as to your progress. And I mean, we can tell if you're making progress because it doesn't smell. So, that would be helpful. So, all right, thank you for attending. If nobody else has anything?
No.
All right, well, thank you very much, and I'm sure we'll be speaking again. How's that?
100%.
All right,
Thanks,
very
sir.
good. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. So we are on next. Hey, we have signing an HCA, which we'll explain with Canada Provisions. So Eric, why don't you come up and introduce yourself if you could, please?
Sure, Eric Williams, 156 Summer Street. I'm also the founder, COO of Canada Provisions. I'm also the trustee, as we are now an employee owned
Great.
company.
Great.
We don't have
Mhm.
much else to add, except I hope you will sign our host community agreement. As I understand, it's the one
Sure.
you've been signing and is standard and acceptable by the CPC.
Right, and that's what we've been informed.
Yeah. It's a
So
model
really,
agreement.
who can keep up with all this? You know?
Well, let me tell you, in another municipality, we had, they collectively had 17 HCA's rejected the CCC, including them coming back and having edits on the exact same ones 4 times, the same HCA for 4 different companies. And the CCC came back with 4 different sets of edits for all of them. So I appreciate that one right out of the textbook.
We love the consistency of the state government, don't you?
Yeah.
It's always a wonderful thing.
This one, we've
All right.
got 2 approvals on so far, so.
Hey, you gotta love it.
So-
2 for 2, we must be doing something probably wrong, but we're getting the approvals.
This
So that's
one
good.
I fully expect to.
Okay.
accept.
Okay, very good. And you have signed off on it, and I did read through most of it. It's a struggle, just to understand it, but I know that it's one we've signed before, almost exactly. So any questions or comments? Your board? No? All right, so what would you like to do with this?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we authorize you, the chair, to sign the HCA between us and the town of Lee and Canada provisions.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second that.
All right. Any questions from the public? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So that would be unanimous. Thank you very much for coming in, Eric. Appreciate it.
Can I pick this up tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll email you one tonight and then you can pick it up tomorrow too.
Perfect. Thank you
Great.
very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
May I say, it's regrettable that I'm hearing this and Kathy's not here. First time
I know. Oh, she can turn her camera on. You can see what she looks like. Okay, very good. Yep, no problem. All right, next on our agenda, Jeff Jan, 2025. I'm sure somebody would like to come up and speak to this. We have 2 different issues on this same event. One will be a one day alcohol, beer and wine only. And one is for that same day for entertainment, just so people know what we're about to talk about. So come up, introduce yourself, and we'll go from here.
Hi,
Thanks.
Jennifer.
Yep.
You want me to tell you about the event?
Sure, that'd be great. Thank you. And day and time and all. We'll just go through the whole thing so everybody knows.
So this
So-
will be our year. The
Mhm.
Jeff Jam is a fundraiser that we do on the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend.
Mhm.
So it's May 25th this year. We go from 12:30 to 6, and we have 5 bands that will be playing. We sell hamburgers, hot dogs, sausage. We may have pizza this year and beer.
Mhm.
And the admission fee is free, so everyone's welcome to come. We had a change of venue this year with the
Okay.
new construction, and I'm very grateful to Onyx Mill has offered to let us use their Laurel Mill, the front lawn.
Great.
So we'll be setting up there, closing off one of the driveways, and people are welcome to come set up tents and chairs and
And
That's great.
there's plenty of parking there.
plenty of
Yeah.
parking.
Yeah.
Plenty of
This is-
parking.
And the address is 1075 Pleasant Street, I see here, just so everybody knows, yeah.
Across basically from the gas station.
Yeah.
And 102, everybody knows where that is.
Yeah.
So, yep, very good. All right. So for the alcohol, it's alcohol, beer and wine. You have to ask for beer and wine. So not a beer. And again, you spelled out the time frames and the day. Do you want to just move them both together? This is there's also an entertainment license. Entertainment, do you have names of bands or does it matter at this point? You just have things lined up?
Like the Stone, we
good.
have Fire Pit,
Mhm.
we have Leadfoot,
Mhm.
we have the Off-Road Band, and we have Gen X Band.
Great,
So
thank
a
you.
lot of returners from last year, and most of it's a fundraiser, so our proceeds go to give scholarships to local seniors.
Right, great, thank you. No, it always, nothing but good reports and a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
that sounds great, thank you. So that again was May 28th,
May
25th. Yeah, no, without my glasses on, the 5 looks like an 8. So I apologize.
No worries.
It's 25th Sunday, 12:30 to 6, right here on Route 102 in Lee. What's your pleasure? What would you like to do with this?
Do you both at once?
I would say, why not?
I would say, Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the application for the one-day alcohol beverage license and the entertainment license for Jeff Chan as just described.
Okay,
Second.
okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? Any questions from the public? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Very good. It is unanimous and you got them. All right, we'll get that right over to you. All right,
Appreciate it.
thank you. Yeah, good luck with it all. Hopefully we won't have rain like we did the last few days.
No, it'll be sun shining.
Of course it will. It always is. All right, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, next, we have a hawker peddler, license application, Loretta Scapine. Solar, this is for, they go around, I think this is for door to door, right? This is.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there it, good. All right, come explain it. I didn't realize you were here. Thank you very much. So yes, come up and explain what's happening. It's Pinnacle Solar, I see.
Yes.
Yes.
I am the sister of, my name is Loretta Speen, I live at 57 Main Street, Unit 14 here in Lee, Massachusetts. And I'm going to be handing out Pinnacle Solar flyers door to door.
Mhm.
My brother is the solar consultant for Pinnacle Solar.
Okay.
And I'm just handing out the flyers.
Okay.
We go door to door. We don't generally knock on the doors or ring the doorbells or anything like that. We just drop the flyers off.
Okay, we do have, I don't know if you've checked yet or not, but you should check with the police department. We do have like a no solicitation list. So you have that or you get it?
Oh, okay.
Okay, great. All right. So as long as, because some people, like, I'm not against solar. I'm not against anything. I just don't want people coming to my door.
Yeah.
That's all. And, if it's, if you have a stack of them somewhere, you may want to talk about, also sending some of your flyers out in locations that will allow you to set them out. Because that may be available at some places.
Like mail?
But no, I've seen them like in town hall on the desk. I've seen them at Car Hardware, that kind of thing where you can just have them on a counter and some people allow it, some don't. But it's just another way of getting people like me who don't want you at my door, but I'm willing to look at your information.
Okay.
Okay? Anyway, questions? No? No? All right, and you said she does have the solicitor, okay, super, great. All right, and your other, looks like your state peddler license is here.
Yeah.
Yep, we have a copy of that. Thank you very much. Looks like everything else was in order here that I could see. So what shall we do with this, gentlemen?
Mr. Chair, I would make a motion, we approve the hawker peddler license to Loretta Scapine.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second?
All right, last call for any questions. Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very good. You should be on your, okay, very good. Good luck. Yep. All right. Application pending, but I think we got it. Fine. The next was a temporary sign permit and fee waiver for Lee Pride. Yes, it just came in, so we're just gonna take a second to look at it. All right, and then we can go from there. And if you want to introduce yourself again, Josh, I know, it's a technicality.
Josh Bloom.
Mhm.
I am live at 204 Park Street in Lee. I am a volunteer with Berkshire Pride, co-chairing the Lee Pride, the first ever Lee Pride. If you do not have the last, like you do, great.
Yeah, it just came in. Yeah.
Slightly difficult.
Oh, okay.
Just because the dimensions were a little bit
Oh,
off
okay.
there.
All right. Oh, I see. Yes, it's
Yeah.
different than what. we
Yes,
had.
it says,
Okay.
I
very
cut the word in the park to make it more evergreen and.
Gotcha. Right, okay, so that's what you've got right there. Okay, very good. All right,
So, Berkshire Pride, I volunteered with Berkshire Pride to launch the first annual Lee Pride that will be taking place on Saturday, June 14th. As part of that, the center event for that day will be a Lee Pride in the Park, which will take place between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. From 9 to 10 a.m., there will be an interfaith pride, breakfast at the First Congregation Church of Lee, and then at 10 o'clock, The farmers market will be expanded with about 30 additional vendors. We've been working with the Chamber of Commerce, the First Congregational Church, and the farmers market on pulling together these events. So to promote the event in the month leading up to it, we want to have a banner that we hang from the gazebo that is the one that's right there.
Yeah.
On the facing outward, it would be measuring 12 feet across and 4 feet in height. The banner has absent on it the actual day of the month of June so that we can replace it annually so that we don't have to buy a new banner each year. We take it down 14th when the event
It's over.
And I will be back here at your next meeting to go over a couple of other items.
Yeah.
Related to the
Sure. Okay, very good. All right. So we have, and there's, you've,
Got approval from the church and
Yep.
from the farm.
yes, right. Yep, I get that. And then is there a fee or is it waived? Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure that we cover it all in one motion and, so, okay, so we have it here. I see I see the gazebo. You got it all. Okay, you're getting rid of that and replacing it with that. All right, so.
You need to see the final version.
That's all right. I don't need it.
I'm good.
So, would anyone like to make a motion on this?
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the temporary sign permit for Lee Pride and waive the.
Okay, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. And do we have any comments from the public that's here or at home? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, good luck with the banner. All right, good enough. Yep, we'll see you. Okay, we have another temporary sign permit and fee waiver from another nonprofit, the Lee Lions, and it's in our packet. It's been adjusted a little. We have Lee Lions. Let's see here. Pictures on the back. Well, let's take a look. Not that one. Yep. Okay. Oh, okay. And this says, I think 18 by 24. Assuming that means inches. 18 by 24.
It's got the inch marks.
Oh, I don't see it here. Yeah, okay.
You know,
Oh, here it is. It's on the main permit, not up there. I was looking up there.
oh, you're looking.
Yeah.
That's just the banner. It's the signs here.
Oh,
Sorry.
gotcha. Okay. And
We'll
go
figure it
back
out
to it.
eventually.
We will. Yes, there it is. You know, it's been a long day already. Believe me. Okay, 26, sure. So there's a Berkshire Run. Okay, this is for a Berkshire Run. And they have Memorial Day, 8:30, St. Mary's School. So it's not visible online right now. So Monday, May 26th at 8:30 a.m. Proceeds benefit the Berkshire Veterans Outreach Center. There's a run. It starts and finishes at St. Mary's at 115 Orchard Street. The parking will be at the Lee Middle and High School at 300 Graylock. They have a few cash awards, whatever, and there's some timing involved. They have T-shirts available for the first 100 registered runners. This says free beer from Barrington Brewery. I don't know how long that's gonna last, so you might want to get there early. And Lee Lions signature s'mores. Oh, great. To all registered runners. Now that's to everybody who shows up. Brooke, you're gonna have to run if you want a free beer. So, one, and there's an asterisk, it does say only one free beer per runner. Okay, excellent. You must be over 21. All right, so again, this is on Monday, the 26th at 8:30. So I guess it'll be a build-up for the beginning of our parade at 10. All right, we have a parade that day at 10. We'll be talking about that again later in the month. All right, so I think I've covered everything. This one sign is only 18 by 24, which is fine. They're 2 feet off the ground. They want to put 10 lawn signs out, so they're going to have stuck around the town in different places to advertise this event. Is there anything I'm missing?
I don't think so. Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the Lee Lions temporary sign permit and waive the fee.
Okay.
The second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions for anybody? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it's unanimous. Okay, thank you. Now we have a couple of gas permits. The first one is for 73 West Center Street. To install a new gas line, a service to Eagle Mill Apartments and Pump House. So they'll be working on private property from the bridge to the train tracks, so it's a good amount of distance, but everybody's, the DPW and police have signed off, and yes, they will have a police detail there because of the way they're gonna run this line. Any questions or comments?
No, it's on the plan. It says there's roughly 415 feet,
New gas line,
new gas line and
Good.
a couple of pump stations, right? So,
gonna have to be a good sized line if they're feeding that building,
Yeah.
with all those apartments and future buildings.
2 inch.
Yep, that's a good sized gas line. All right, any other questions or comments on this issue? No, seeing none, I would entertain a motion on 73 West Center Street.
Mr. Chair, we approve the application for the gas permit for 73 Center Street.
All right, we have a second. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Okay. Our next one, we have one more gas permit. Well, mine seems to be empty. I guess I flipped too far or what?
There's
All
one
right, you
for.
It's the one for
Fuller
the
and Graylock.
intersection of Fuller and Graylock?
It's an anode.
Yeah, mine seems to be, or I just didn't go far enough. What have I, nope. No, a couple things.
Here.
All right, no, I got it. I'm sharing with these guys. We're good. So it is adding anodes to existing test stations. No problem. It's off the road in the grass, but they have to get a permit from us anyway. What's your pleasure, folks?
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the Berkshire gas permit for for adding anodes to the testing station at the intersection of Fuller and Graylock.
Okay, all right, great. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
And yes, it is here, but it was under a different tab. That was me just sticking them in here. So I'm not looking to you on that one, Sabrina. That's me. So, all right, very good. Now, we're number H, purchase and sale is not ready for today's vote or discussion. So we're going to move on to number I, which is sign the letter addressing EPA concerns. Would you like to address that, Chris, for everybody at home to understand what's going on?
Yeah, this was at the suggestion of the PCV committee.
Yep.
Excuse me, during their April meeting.
Mhm.
And so with the help of some of the members of the committee, the letter's been drafted, reviewed by the board, and it would go to our federal representatives, Neil Markey and Warren, just asking that it cuts and so forth are made to the EPA, that we still receive assistance from them, and we're kept apprised of any changes that may affect the project here in town. So
Okay, thank you. Bob, you were the chairman of the EPA. I'm sorry that I bypassed you, because I should have asked you to comment on that.
No. This
Yeah,
is a group effort. Thank
Yeah, I know, but I want to recognize the work you're doing as chairman of the subcommittee that we have, giving us advice. So I didn't mean to bypass you.
No, thank you very much.
No problem. All right, so I've read it. I think it's well done. So I certainly don't have any comments. But what about you folks? What would you like to do with this?
Here I move that we, what we sign the letter, drafted to our representatives, our state and, federal representatives regarding Rusty River Agreement and our concerns.
Okay, very good. Do I have a second? Okay, we have a motion and I have a second. Any comments or questions? Nothing? Okay, all right, seeing nothing, no comments or questions, and I would call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so that's unanimous also. All right, very good, thank you. Next, we have a signed bid contract for paving. comes from our chapter 9 money and additional funds. But we went out to bid, we had bid openings, low bidder was LB Corp for our paving this year. It is for 1 million, not to exceed $1,460,469. And it's in accordance with a schedule that's here. And it's
Various
been
roads
recommended, yep,
through town,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
This includes chapter 90 money as well as some additional state money that we have for Mass Works grant. There's also portion of a portion of it that was from free cash appropriated during this fiscal year. So we did go out, I believe we had 5 bids altogether, but we did do a 30B process publicly advertised.
Right,
Um,
right. We have to do that.
And that was the low bidder at 1.4 million. So a pretty aggressive paving plan. Big chunk of this will include sections in South Lee leading up to Beartown Mountain, which was where we received our Mass Works grant from. But Beartown Mountain Road on here, areas of other areas of town as well.
Now, will the list of streets be like on the website at all, or is there any warning for folks? Or notifications to folks, or is it just, if they want to know, they can call the DPW?
Yeah, so I know that Beartown, again, I mentioned, that's the big chunk of this and any roads leading up to that. So like Willow Hill, Willow
Yeah,
Road.
Willow Road,
not Willow
yeah.
Hill, but Willow Street.
I think it's street, yeah.
Willow Street, Pine Street, that area. And then there's also gonna be work done in the Teresa Terrace area as well.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I see the list here. I just didn't know if this was going to be available, if anybody wants to see it. And I have to say, we've done paving in the OPLI park, and boy, that looks so much better. You know, since they did that last year, or this spring, actually, I think they did it. But yeah, no, that was in rough shape, so I'm glad they finally got that taken care of. Anyway, what's your pleasure?
Mr. Chair, I move that we sign the bid contract for paving between the town and LB.
Okay, do I have a second?
I was second.
All right. And looks like we have no questions or comments from the public. So I will ask for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We're at the end of our regular general business, and right now we're on number 4 topic, chairman could not reasonably anticipate, and I have one this time. Usually I don't have one. This time I do. Just a general announcement that on Saturday, May 10th, that's coming up this Saturday. There's going to be a special designation and recognition for Richard Lenfest, longtime coach at the Lee system. I think he was the athletic director for a while. Yeah, PE teacher. He's done a lot, but at the baseball field on Maple Street at 11 a.m., there'll be a little festivity going on to dedicate the ball field to Mr. Lenfest, which is great. I've known him for so many years. He's a great guy. If for some reason it happens to rain, which of course no one wants that to happen Saturday, hopefully between the rain, we can get this in. But if there is rain, then they're still going to go forward with this dedication of the field, but it will be in the school auditorium at the high school. So just wanted to bring, because I just found out about this 2 days ago, so we didn't have time to post it as an announcement. So I wanted to make sure we got it in here as the announcement. All right, you folks have anything that somebody brought to you?
I do not.
No? Okay, well, then we have a town administrator report.
Great. So a reminder to everyone that our annual town meeting is Thursday at 7 o'clock
Sure.
at the high school auditorium. Online, the warrant is posted as well as a summary of all the articles and detailed budget information is on the website as well. Public safety update. All demolition is finished except the Quonset hut. There is some additional unforeseen abatement that needs to be done there just to kind of wrap up that abatement, and then that will come down shortly. And then we're going to see a small gap We're in the process right now of looking over pre-qualifying bidders for filed subcontractors and general contractors. We're going to be going through those over the next couple of weeks and then opening up to official bids. And so we should see, again, a little bit of gap on any action going on, except for some, test pits and that sort of thing that are going on. And then we'll see things pick up again later this summer once the GC bid is awarded. So, at the same time, the fire reuse committee has been busy. Bob has been chairing that, and the committee has put together preliminary plans for reuse of the central fire station. So we have a number of groups interested in that from the community. And we have some great plans that Berkshire Engineering has been doing. So now that there's plans and some financial information, feasibility study in place, the next step will be to talk about funding options for it, so that when the current fire department moves to their new facility, we can look at renovations of Central Fire Station. I don't know. Anything you wanted to add? Bob?
Just that it's been a very positive cooperative effort.
Nice.
Everybody sensitive to each other's needs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
Also wanted to mention that after our special town meeting, we did approve a bylaw for Parks and Rec Commission. We have a couple people interested. We still need a few more members, so anyone who's interested can write to myself or to Sabrina or to Brooke, and we'll get them on the agenda for appointment. Hopefully, by the end of this month, we'll have a full committee. We're looking for five members on the committee.
Okay.
Like I say, we have a couple interested right now. We could use a few more.
Can you touch, before you leave that issue, can you touch just generally on what their responsibilities and tasks will be?
Sure,
Just
yeah.
if anybody's
you wanna-
interested, do you want to come up and do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, they'll be basically looking at parks as well as town forest.
Okay.
Looking at everything from, the tennis courts and basketball courts to trails, open space. A lot of things, the youth commission has been filling a lot of those gaps right now, will allow them to focus more on youth programs and things like that. And the Parks and Rec will start to try to focus more on things of, youth through adult, kind of filling a gap we have, particularly in the trails. They get overlooked sometimes, and we want to be able to promote those, keep them maintained better, expand some of those opportunities for recreation, and then have a group that oversees more of, the infrastructure and maintenance of those resources.
And
So-
they'll be giving recommendations, or do they actually have authority to put out things with our approval?
Yeah, so they will, it depends. So
Okay.
certain things, the Conservation Commission
Yeah.
has to rule on. If it, other things, they will be making recommendations for capital improvements, the town meeting,
Okay.
or to grants. Other things they need to board approval for, if it's a, change in certain land. So, Brooke actually put together a nice table that sort of looks at, here's what the youth commission's still gonna be doing, here's what the Parks and Rec Commission will be doing, and here's what the Conservation Commission kind of laying out, whether Parks and Rec is sort of recommending, or they're gonna kind of take the reins of it.
Great.
So,
That sounds great.
Are we allowed to appoint alternate members in addition to the 5?
two.
Great, thank you.
And
Thank you for that.
yeah,
Because
absolutely.
people will want to know,
Yeah.
why do I want to do it? Or, yeah, I'd like to do that. So, thank you.
And finally, just a heads up, we are going to be coming back to the next meeting to ask for a change in the ZBA fee structure. Right now, we have fees for permits, but not appeals. Most towns do have fees for appeals. They cost us anywhere from $300 to $500 in newspaper advertising that we don't recoup back. So I know The planner will be bringing a proposal to the next meeting. I want to give you a little heads up on that.
Okay.
Anything you want to add?
Just publication of the postage.
Right, postage,
Postage
okay.
for notification. Right.
So it's typically between.
Okay, very good. Anything else, Brett?
That is all I have. So,
Okay. All right, then I'll just want to announce that our next regular meeting will be May 20th, 2025 at 7 o'clock to the public right here in the courtroom. And I would take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.